Hey everyone, Paul Akers, author of 2 Second Lean. You know, there's a new book coming out, the Lean Construction Leaders book. George Chichilius and a couple other leaders are working on that. And they asked me a couple questions on my experience in the construction industry, so I'm going to answer those 4 questions right now. And the first question is, how far along do you think the building or construction industry is in lean? Well, the way I want to answer that question is first by saying, what is lean? In my definition, it means total participation of everyone in the organization to be able to see waste and make small incremental improvements on a daily basis. This is my definition. When you have an entire team pulling together in the exact same direction. It isn't to have a Kaizen team, or it isn't to have specialists that come in and help you. It's when everybody understands what the goal is to provide continuous improvement, increasing value, driving costs down, efficiency up, work should be getting better, everything should be getting better. When everyone understands that objective and everyone's pulling together in that same direction as an entire team, that is the definition of lean in my mind. So now, how is the construction industry doing in that? I would say on a scale of 1 to 100, maybe 5%. Not very good. Now I say that because I travel all over the world and I work with a lot of large construction companies, and there's a lot of traction, there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of stuff that looks like lean or has the nomenclature of lean. But the big defining issue is the top management, the top leaders, are they doing lean? And oftentimes they're too busy making millions and billions of dollars, according to the organizations that I work with, to be bothered with that. They have big deals to put together. They don't think the fundamentals necessarily, the fundamental disciplines and principles that allow for lean to develop in an organization are what they need to be a part of and supporting on a daily basis. They got to do the big deals. So this is the big rub. Big money, big deals. They don't think process is the holy grail, the cornerstone of organizational health. That's my opinion. Whenever I do see the top leaders totally engage and understand this is the holy grail, this is the cornerstone, this is the secret weapon, then I see amazing things happen. And I see that happen about 5% of the time. But most of the time, it's all just smoke and mirrors. That's my opinion. So question number 2, why is it so important to embrace lean principles and ideas in order for us to be a competitive and productive organization? Well, 2 reasons, joy and survival. When you embrace lean and you're continuously improving and your life is getting better, your work is getting better, your customers are more satisfied, you have more joy in your life. That's all there is to it. There's more joy in the organization. Everything's improving. This is again, the cornerstone of how we were wired as human beings. We were wired to think and solve problems. That's what our brain is so capable of doing. That's why we have this powerful tool up here. Now, if you take an entire organization and they do that consistently and deliberately, then you're going to have more joy. You're going to have more satisfaction in your life. So that's the first reason, just joy. The second reason is survival. The world is changing so fast. And it is essential that you are constantly on the cutting edge of every possible idea and concept that could undercut your organization. And if you have an organization that's constantly thinking about this, thinking about improving, not doing the work, not thinking about doing the work, thinking about how they do the work, then your survival rate is infinitely greater. That's why I do it, joy and survival. Question number 3. So one industry specialist said that large construction sites are competing with many different contractors, all with different primary objectives. And can I make a recommendation on how to maybe solve that problem? What's the countermeasure? Well, the best thing I could do is give you a real life experience on how it happened and how you change that. So I've worked extensively with the BI group in Kazakhstan. They have about 7,000 employees, 40,000 subcontractors that work for them. They do business in the oil and gas industry, road construction, large commercial developments, condominium projects, just a whole vast array of different avenues that they're working in. And as you can imagine, they have all different kinds of subcontractors and contractors that they work with. And everybody's coming at it from a different standpoint. So what they did there, which was quite remarkable, is they set out to train all of their subcontractors. And I said 40,000 people. That's pretty staggering. So they did a couple different things. The first thing they did when I was there is they brought everyone together in a huge theater multiple times. The theater had thousands of people in it. And I spoke to all the lead people of all their subcontractors, the owners, general managers, and so forth, and gave them a very long presentation, 2 or 3 hours, I think a couple of them were, on what is lean and what the BI group is trying to achieve. And so first, they got everybody on the same page. They understood what the BI group was trying to accomplish. The next thing they did is they sent a lot of those leaders and made available to them to go to Japan with me, where I trained over 150 of those leaders in Japan. So they understood what really lean thinking was all about, understanding the Japanese culture and specifically TPS. Then the next thing they did is they established a dojo, an actual BI university for lean, where they could train those subcontractors. And then the next thing they did is they set out to let them know that this is the direction we're going. If you want our money, if you want our contracts, you need to learn lean and you need to start implementing and teaching and training your people. And I know that when I was in Kazakhstan so many times, I went around to different subcontractors, whether they're window contractors, glazing contractors, siding contractors, concrete contractors, and I'd go around with the general managers and the owners, and they would show me all the cool improvements they were doing. They'd show me all the videos they were making. And it was really quite remarkable that this organization, the BI group, was able to turn everybody towards lean. So the answer is you have to get everybody aligned, and you have to put tons of money and time and effort into making sure everybody's on the same page. You can't just talk about it. You got to go out and support it in real world effort. There you go. Question number 4, do I have 1 or 2 ideas or suggestions how owners, supervisors, specialty contractors can succeed in their business? Well, the first thing is the understanding that most of what you do every day and what I do every day is waste. Our processes are clunky. The things we do every day are riddled with waste, inefficiency. And once you come to grips with the idea that most of what you do and I do every day is waste, then only at that point will you start to see the waste and start eliminating it. So number 1, you must understand that you're very inefficient. Be honest with yourself. Number 2, then begin the journey of continuous improvement. You personally, as the leader, needs to begin the journey. You need to improve your processes, not go into your workshop, not go into your construction site and say, hey, you guys gotta do lean. You gotta do lean. When you start doing lean and you start experiencing the joy and the satisfaction of doing lean in your processes, then you'll be able to speak with authority to the people you work with and the people you work alongside. So it's very important that you first become proficient. The second thing I would say is set a seemingly impossible target. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to give a couple examples here. The Japanese set a seemingly impossible target to develop the Shinkansen high-speed train system in 1964 for the Olympics that were in Japan. And they wanted to go like from Tokyo to Osaka like in 3 hours. It was seemingly impossible. First of all, nobody had developed a train system at that point, and that went fast, a high-speed train system. And first of all, they had all these difficulties, bad weather, earthquakes that are, tectonic in nature. And they had to overcome a lot of difficulties. They only had like 3 or 4 years to do it. But they set this target, and everybody came together, pulling together, and they achieved that objective. So I think most people's targets in organizations are always based on monetary outcomes, which is a total joke. It's the wrong return on investment. It's the wrong qualifier. You want it to be something lofty and amazing. So Kennedy said, we want to put someone on the moon. This is a seemingly impossible target. This is the kind of vision or target that instills a passion in people to achieve something and where people can come together. Money, I mean, come on. It's not what motivates people. People think it does, but it doesn't. So a seemingly impossible target. And the last one, I think of Winston Churchill, when he was faced with the threat of Nazis invading England, he said, we will fight in the sea. We will fight on the land. We will fight in the hills. We will fight in the fields. We will fight in the cities. But we will never surrender. This idea of having this seemingly impossible target that brings everyone together, you need that. For me, at my company, it's FastCap is striving to be the best lean organization in the world. And if we can do that, we can change the world. Already, indeed, thousands of people have come to our company, thousands of people have read my book, hundreds of thousands of people have read my book, and are changing their organization based on simple principles and concepts. So what we want to do is make a ding in the universe. We want to make an impact. We want to be significant in our community, our society, and the world. And we do that by setting seemingly impossible targets, like becoming the best lean organization in the world. So there you go. Those are the things that I would do if I was a leader in a construction company, and I would have a lot of fun doing it. So thanks a lot. Hopefully all this has helped you.